There are men who don't speak up, but they feel it. They feel their body no longer responds like it used to. That firmness, that power that once defined their masculinity, has started to fade. Erections are weaker, the desire drops, and with it, the confidence disappears too. And the worst part, it affects everything, from relationships to self-esteem. But what few people know is that there's a simple, safe, and accessible alternative that has been transforming the lives of many men. A small adjustment, a strategic resource that, with just half a pill, activates what your body already has. No injections, no invasive procedures. Just a natural stimulus capable of boosting your testosterone and bringing back the firmness that makes all the difference. Before we continue, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. This space is made for those who value their health, vitality, and want to age with real strength. And take a moment to interact with us. If you feel like you've lost part of your strength over time, type react in the comments. But if you've already started doing something to regain your testosterone, write advancing. I want to know where you are on this journey. You wake up more tired than when you went to bed. You're out of patience. Your energy is gone. And that desire to be close to your wife, that's gone too. And the worst part is that you don't even notice when it all started. You just realize your body feels different. Your mood has changed. Your energy is lower, and little by little, the parts of you that once defined you as a man start to fade away. Many men believe this is just part of aging, that after 50, this is just how things are. But the truth is, in many cases, this internal shutdown has a name: low testosterone, the hormone that regulates your drive, muscle mass, confidence, and even the spark in your eyes. When it starts to drop, everything around it begins to unravel. One patient once said to me, "Doctor, I feel like I've become invisible." He wasn't just talking about women. He was talking about himself. The feeling of no longer recognizing the man in the mirror, of no longer having the will to chase his goals. And all of it began with a simple hormonal imbalance that luckily had a solution. Many men live with this for years without even knowing. The first step is recognizing the signs, because your body gives warnings. And once you learn to listen, everything can change. Even when the diagnosis is clear, many men hesitate at the thought of testosterone replacement. And it's not weakness, it's real fear. The first barrier is usually the needle. Many feel uncomfortable with frequent injections. Others are afraid of making mistakes in applying it, or having to rely on someone else every time. The other option, transdermal gel, brings even more concerns, especially the risk of transferring the hormone to others. Just touching someone shortly after applying it, and the hormone can be absorbed. If that someone is a child or your wife, that becomes a real problem. I've seen men stop using the gel out of fear of contaminating even the bathroom towel. There are also men who worry about the long-term use. "Doctor, if I start, will I ever be able to stop?" I hear that question constantly, and it makes sense. The idea of relying on a substance to feel well is scary, especially when you don't know whether your body will stop producing it naturally or if you'll be stuck to that treatment forever. These hesitations are common, but they highlight something important: the need for safe, effective, and less invasive alternatives. And yes, that is possible. When people talk about testosterone, most think of ampules. The idea of a quick fix is appealing. You inject it, levels go up, and your energy returns. But what few know is that this kind of replacement can shut your body down. Because when testosterone comes from outside, your brain thinks it already has enough, and it turns off your natural production. It's like having a factory that works well, but suddenly you start importing everything. The team stops working, the machine stalls, and over time, the testicles lose their function. They get smaller, less active. Many patients only notice months later, when physical changes appear or they take lab tests. A 62-year-old man came to see me, concerned. He said he was feeling stronger, more energized, but he had noticed his testicles had shrunk, and that hit his self-esteem hard. This kind of side effect doesn't show up immediately, which makes it even riskier. That's why it's essential to understand what you're using. Replacing what is lacking is one thing. Shutting off your natural production entirely is a whole different issue. If you're looking for ways to bring back pleasure, firmness, and connection in your relationship, I prepared a special resource for you. In my digital book, Rediscovering Intimacy, Healthy Sexuality After 60, you'll find practical guidance on reigniting desire, coping with physical changes, and strengthening your intimate life naturally and consciously. You can find it at the link in the first pinned comment. Don't miss this chance if you feel that you can and deserve to, live this phase with more strength and confidence. After hearing so many concerns and fears around traditional hormone replacement, a new alternative has been gaining space among doctors and patients, a medication that stimulates your own testosterone production with no needles, no gel, and without shutting down your internal system. Its name is clomiphene citrate. You may have heard of it, but what most don't know is that, in the right dose, it can trick the brain into thinking there isn't enough testosterone circulating. And with that signal, the body kicks into gear and produces more. It's a smart and safe strategy, especially for men who want to preserve fertility and avoid testicular shrinkage. The real breakthrough lies in the dose. You don't need to take the whole pill. In many cases, half a pill every 2 days is enough to raise your hormone levels gradually and consistently. One of my 58-year-old patients used just this simple strategy and went from 310 nanograms per deciliter to over 800 nanograms per deciliter in just a few months, without any relevant side effects. It's the kind of result that shows how well-applied medicine can restore a man's vitality with balance and good sense. The first question many ask is, if the pill has 50 milligrams, can I take the whole thing? And the answer, in most cases, is no. For men, especially those over 50 who want to stimulate their natural testosterone production, without harming fertility or causing unwanted effects, the dose needs to be much lower. Medical guidance usually starts with half a pill every 2 days. That amount is already enough to signal the brain that there's little estrogen, which activates the testicles to naturally produce more testosterone. But pay attention to a technical detail. Not every pill is easy to split. Clomiphene, sold under the name Clomid, has a score mark in the middle, which makes it easier to cut and ensures a more accurate dose. Indux, on the other hand, doesn't have this score and may break unevenly. And that matters, because a variation in the dose can change the effect of the treatment. Another important point is consistency. It's no use taking it one day and forgetting the next. Regularity is what keeps your body stimulated continuously, and always under medical supervision, because each body responds differently, and dose adjustments may be needed over time. One of the most interesting aspects of treatment with half a pill of clomiphene citrate is seeing what happens in practice. We're not talking about theory, but actual test results before and after, with visible changes not only in hormone levels, but also in how men feel and behave. A remarkable case was a 62-year-old man who came in with classic symptoms of low testosterone, fatigue, low libido, difficulty concentrating, and a constant feeling of being disconnected. His initial test showed 290 nanograms per deciliter. We started with half a pill every 2 days. In less than 3 months, he was already showing more than 800 nanograms per deciliter, with more energy, motivation, and a completely renewed presence. And this wasn't an isolated case. Many men who follow this strategy correctly report improvements in mood, confidence, workout performance, and even a renewed desire to take care of themselves. What matters most is that these benefits happen without blocking the body's natural testosterone production, making the treatment much safer. And when results show up in the mirror, in lab tests, and in everyday life, men start to feel back in control of their vitality. Although the initial focus of clomiphene citrate treatment is to raise testosterone levels, many patients report an unexpected side effect: noticeable improvement in ejaculation, not just in force, but also in volume and sensation during climax. This happens because clomiphene, by stimulating natural testosterone production, also activates the glands responsible for semen production, such as the prostate and seminal vesicles. When these structures are well stimulated, they increase the release of fluids that make up the semen, enhancing the experience overall. A 55-year-old patient once told me, with a discreet smile, that he felt like in the old days. And for many men, that goes beyond the physical. It's about identity, self-esteem, and reconnecting with their inner vitality. This kind of benefit isn't guaranteed for everyone, but when it does happen, it reinforces that hormonal balance directly impacts not only energy and drive, but also the quality of intimate life. And the best part, it doesn't interfere with fertility or the body's natural testosterone production. If you've made it this far, you already understand that losing firmness, energy, and desire is not a sentence of aging. It's a sign your body is asking for attention. Today, we talked about a safe and accessible strategy that has changed the lives of many men. Half a pill, with proper guidance, can bring back not just testosterone, but also your confidence, energy, and masculine vitality. Now tell me in the comments, had you heard about clomiphene citrate before? Or was this new information for you? If this content helped you in any way, hit the like button. It shows us it's worth continuing to bring serious and practical information about men's sexual health. And YouTube recognizes that this topic matters. Take a look at the other videos on this channel about testosterone, performance, and intimacy after 50. There's a lot of content that can help guide you even further. And of course, if you're not yet subscribed, now's the time. Taking care of your virility also means taking care of your quality of life. I'll see you in the next video.